Hi guys, it's Wendy here from Wendy Wise Beauty. Thanks for stopping by. Today I will be doing a fragrance video dedicated to French Avenue from Fragrance World. This series from Fragrance World, it is new to me. I only have one fragrance from French Avenue, which is the mango fragrance. It is called Mango Kiss. This fragrance, it's very beautiful and it was so well formulated. I decided to purchase some more fragrances from the line. I am also working on my fall tray and the fragrances I will be wearing this fall, and I noticed that Fragrance Avenue has a new line of fragrances out. It is called Diwani. They do have 3 fragrances in this line. They all look to be geared more towards fall winter. So I ordered them and I will be reviewing these 3 fragrances for you guys today. The packaging of these Diwani fragrances, they do look like this. They all say Diwani. I did not know what this meant. So I did look on the internet because I thought that this had something to do with perfumery, but I couldn't find much. What I was able to find is Diwani. It is a special type of calligraphy which was used by the Sultan of the Osmanian Empire for administration. But also it says that Diwani means madly fascinated and madly in love. So this is very interesting. This is Diwani. There are 3 fragrances in this series. And when it is opened, this is what the fragrance looks like in the packaging. This one, it is called Beirut. The bottle, it is very pretty, and this is the calligraphy on here. It is done in what I would say is rose gold. And it does say French Avenue on the top. The bottle, it is glass, and this part, the shrift, it is plastic from what I can feel by knocking on here. I have spent quite a bit of time with these fragrances, and the atomizer and everything, as you can see, it is quite good. Diwani Beirut, this one, it is classified as an aquatic woody fragrance. Honestly, I was not able to sense really an aquatic note in this fragrance, and also there is none listed. I am not sure if it is the Lily of the Valley, which is supposed to give this an aquatic note. I have worn this fragrance for a couple of days, so this is not a first impressions video. The opening, it is quite fresh. It is not very spicy. I do get nice whiffs of this pink pepper and also the Lily of the Valley. The Lily of the Valley in the opening, it is very dominant. There is a slight bit of a fruity accord in the opening, but it is pretty much pink pepper and very beautiful creamy notes of Lily of the Valley. The opening, it is quite short, where the pink pepper and the Lily of the Valley reacts alone. The cedar note, it appears quite quickly. It is listed in the heart note, but a few minutes after spraying this fragrance, the cedar note is there. And combined with the pink pepper and the Lily of the Valley, it is quite beautiful. The opening of this fragrance, it is quite soft. I was not able to sense any kind of blast of alcohol or any kind of aggression in the opening. It is creamy and it is a nice and inviting opening. When this fragrance progresses, there is a floral accord in the heart note of this fragrance. It is more white florals, but it is not too dominant. It is pretty, it is soft, and one can get hints of jasmine, but this is not an overtly floral fragrance. It is a unisex fragrance, and I would say it is right in the middle. Beirut has what you would consider to be a very rich, classy dry down. It is very nice, warm sandalwood laced with some powdery musk. It is very beautiful. I did choose this fragrance especially for fall because due to the cedar note and also the sandalwood, and the last couple of years, the fall season here, it is still quite warm, so a lot of very dense fragrances are still not so wearable, so I thought this one would be right in the middle, and it is perfect. Honestly, I do not sense a lot of peach in the opening. Like I said, there is a bit of a fruity accord, but this is not at all dominant. Actually, this is an all year round fragrance. It is not perfectly placed in summer, but this is definitely one for the fall winter months. Guys, the French Avenue and the fragrance world perfumes, they are not so easy to come by in Central Europe, in Germany. A lot of the online shops who carry these fragrances, they normally have a few, but not everything. These fragrances, I ordered them all the way from Lithuania. I tell you, when it comes to perfume shopping the EU, it is a really good thing. Honestly, there are a lot more of these Middle Eastern fragrance online shops in the UK, but I do not order much from the UK because it is no longer in the EU, so I have to pay a hefty customs charge. And when I pay the customs charge and the shipping from the UK, then these fragrances, they are costing, you would say, more than department store fragrances. And this really takes the fun out of this whole Middle Eastern fragrance journey, because these are supposed to be budget fragrances which punch way over the price point. So I am always searching the net, and I found an online store in Lithuania. And the awesome thing was you could order samples, and the samples are really nicely made. So I got these two very generously filled samples of Cairo, and the other one is called Rabat. I have to tell you, Cairo blew me away. This fragrance is so awesome. It reminded me of a very expensive niche fragrance from years ago. It was a fragrance from Matière des Parfums, which I no longer have. It had a very crazy French name. I have to look it up. But Cairo is the next fragrance that I am going to review. All these fragrances are packaged in the same way. It is just that the glass part of the bottle is different, and Cairo, it is black glass. Cairo, it is classified as an oriental fragrance, and it is a unisex fragrance. I have worn this fragrance the most from all the other fragrances, and guys, I must tell you, I wore this one day and I got 2 compliments from 2 different gentlemen, and these were not frou-frou compliments. They actually stopped me and said to me that this fragrance was very pretty. This is not something that people do very often in Germany. The opening of Cairo, this is so beautiful. The notes are drewberry and black currant. It is a bit of a fruity opening, but it is not too sweet. It is not nauseating. It is very inviting. You could say delicious. It is a bit fruity, but it is crisp and clean. It is not a heavy, fruity opening. The fragrance, it has opening notes of drewberry and blackcurrant, and the heart note of the fragrance, it's cotton candy, jasmine, and neroli. This one, it has a very short opening, and honestly, you can say the opening and the heart note, they intermingle. Right after this fragrance is sprayed, this beautiful cotton candy accord is there, and mixed with the blackberry and the fruity opening, this fragrance, it is absolutely stunning. The jasmine note, it appears a bit later. You could still classify it as the middle, but it comes a bit late. It adds a floral touch to this fruity melange, and right where you would think this fragrance might be going in the direction of a fruity fragrance, then there is what you could say not a blast, but the amber becomes a bit dominant, it appears, and there is also a musk accord. The amber, it is not aggressive, but it is present, and this makes this fragrance lovely as a transition fragrance for summer going into fall, especially if we are going to have a very warm, what you would say hot fall, which can still be considered to be summer. The neroli note in this fragrance, it is there. It is in this white floral middle. The amber is lovely, and the dry down, it is again vanilla, amber, and musk. The vanilla to my nose, it is there. It is a nice silky vanilla, but it is not dominant. In the dry down, it's amber musk with fruity accords. This is a beautiful melange, and also it has lovely sillage. I would say very sophisticated sillage, and the lasting power of this fragrance, it is superb. This one, it punches way above the price point. It is very well formulated. It is not abrasive. It does not smell cheap. And to my nose, it is the best fragrance from all of these three Diwani fragrances. The only little disappointment, it is not a disappointment because I do love Beirut also. I just wish that I had gotten this one first in the full bottle, but I will definitely be picking this up. I can highly recommend this fragrance. I am working on my fall lineup, so it will be in my tray, but I see this as an all year round fragrance, signature scent, a fragrance that you spray and go without thinking about it. I can highly recommend this one. If I can make a recommendation for picking up one of these fragrances blind, I would say it is Cairo. The next one up, it is Rabat. This is the third fragrance in the line. Same packaging, it's just a red glass. This one, it has the most notes, and it is the busiest from all of the Diwani fragrances. But right when I smelled this fragrance, I got a slight resemblance in this, I don't know why, to Casablanca from Swiss Arabian, but it is not that these fragrances are similar, but the opening. I do have a sample of Casablanca. This was a fragrance, the opening was so loud, it was abrasive, it was too much. It is not a fragrance that I gravitate towards. And when I smelled Rabat, I said immediately, oh my God, this is what Casablanca was supposed to be. The opening, it is grapefruit with some fruity accords. Peach is listed as a note in the opening. I can sense it, and it is a very creamy peach accord. The grapefruit, it is fresh, it is citrusy, and there is this creamy peach, so they balance each other out. it is not as abrasive as the opening of Casablanca. This opening note, it does not last very long. It is not a bad thing because the notes, they do complement each other very well. The fruity opening with the grapefruit, it is there. I sense it. It is beautiful. But the amber appears quite quickly. After the amber note appears, it becomes discernible. The floral notes, they follow. The iris note, it is very present. There are nice hints of jasmine, and mixed in with the grapefruit notes, amber, I do not get a lot of peach in the middle note, but the other accords, they are very pretty. This fragrance, in terms of notes, it's very busy, but they are so well blended and they complement each other so nicely that it is not a mess of a fragrance. I almost did not order this fragrance because I was thinking peach with amber and iris and vetiver. I couldn't start to put a picture in my mind of what this fragrance would smell like, and I am very happy I ordered a sample of this because it is very pretty. The vetiver in this fragrance, it is listed in the base, but it is also already there quite early. It is a fresh vetiver note and it really adds class and elegance. Where I love this fragrance the most, it is in the dry down phase. It is a beautiful woody dry down. This fragrance does open, it mimics a fruity citrus fragrance, but as the fragrance progresses, as it develops, it transforms into a fragrance where the woody notes and the vetiver is dominant. The sillage projection in this fragrance, it is not as strong as Cairo. I must be honest with this, but it is still normal. It is not a fragrance where you would say the lasting power is lacking. This I get a good, I would say 6-7 hours from this fragrance, which is a lot. I mean, when it is sprayed, it is very strong. It is, you could say, almost bismuth. However, it does tone down quite a bit. And when I wore this and I sprayed it in the morning, at around 2 p.m. I could still smell this fragrance, so there is no problem with longevity. In terms of the three fragrances, they are all three beautiful fragrances. I just wished I had picked up Cairo first in a full bottle. I love best Cairo and then Rabat and then Beirut. So I am happy with the purchase, but I need to pick up 2 more bottles. In Europe, they're in the €30 price range and they definitely punch way above this price point. These fragrances, they are very well formulated. They are beautiful and I can see a lot of people loving these fragrances. There is another fragrance that I picked up from French Avenue. It is the Miraj Exclusiv. I will be doing a review of this one soon. It does look like this. I did order this one from Italy. It took a bit of a beating in the mail, but I have not worn it very much yet. So the review of Miraj Exclusiv is coming up soon. They do have 2 fragrances, one which is just called Miraj, and this one, it's the Miraj Exclusiv. I think this one is new, so this is coming your way. If you are using a lot of French Avenue, please let me know about it, because like I said, they are not so easy to come by here, and the fragrances that I have bought so far, the quality is awesome. So I wouldn't mind spending my coin on a bit more of those because I do get bang for my buck. Anyway guys, take care. Hope to see you again soon on my channel. Tschüss!